We're lost, aren't we, Brian?
Define lost, Val.
Not knowing where we are.
Yeah, we're lost.
Yeah, look. What does that sign say?
Grubby House Sanatorium.
Well, that's quite scary, isn't it?
Why?
Well, all those psychopaths in one place.
You'd fit right in.
What? What did you say?
I said there's nothing to be scared of.
Oh my God, what's that in the road?
It's a radio.
Who leaves a radio in the road?
Right in the middle of the road. Probably just plays Bon Jovi.
Hey, I like Bon Jovi. Where you going?
It's an old RCA.
Brian, we don't have time for this.
It's an old RCA radio. This could be worth a fortune.
We could put it on eBay and buy a map with the money.
Listen, it works.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Grubby House Sanatorium. We do things differently here. We don't restrain our residents, we set them free across the airwaves. Insanity gets a bad name, and it's our goal to change that. To flip the tables, if you like. To make madness normality, and normality just plain boring. Enter their rooms, listen to their playful sounds, but most importantly, join us. There is a room waiting just for you. Here's our very own Ronald Whitlow from room 837 with one of his very own little ditties.
Alright, lids and lidettes. Ronnie Whitlow coming in your ears on Grubby House Radio, live and unleashed from the loony bin. This is a song about another thing that I like quite a lot. Yeah, swans. Swans, they got weird necks. Swans, they don't wear kecks. Swans, they break your legs, but they all belong to the queen. Swans, they're big and mean. Swans, they don't like beans. I don't know what that means, but they all belong to the queen. To the queen, the queen, the queen. Queen's a lizard.
Morning. Could I have 3 apple danishes, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, but I've only 2 left.
I am afraid we have passed the point of mere sorry.
So that's 2 danishes and a Bakewell tart. Just £2.40, please.
Thanks for all that, and sorry about the...
Well, that's no problem. But can you be a dear and just pass me back my nunchucks? Your blood will wipe off dead easy. I'll see you soon, my love.
Morris, where are you?
Over here.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm done for, Doug. My number's up.
God.
We had a good run, didn't we?
Oh, we did, old friend.
I guess we got lucky too many times. Listen, Doug, I want you to do something for me.
Anything, old bean.
If you make it through this alive, I want you to tell Valerie I loved her. Always loved her.
I will, Morris. I'll make it my mission to do just that.
And Claire.
Your daughter?
My girlfriend. Put on the side. I want you to tell Claire I love her too. And June.
June?
My weekend crumpet, lovely woman.
Right. You never told me about this. You're a dark horse, you old boy.
And Vera, Doris, and Gail. Take my address book. Find them, Doug.
Yes. Well, I'll try.
And Catherine. Donna and Susan. Tell them all, Doug.
Wow. How did you find the time?
There's always time for loving, Doug. Especially for Margaret.
Margaret? No. Not my Margaret.
Tell her I loved her, Doug.
Oh, God.
And Barry, the milkman. It was a fling, I know, but it meant something. They all meant something. And... Doug? What are you doing?
Goodbye, old friend.
Today we say farewell to Nelly. He lived a long and fruitful life, a life...
There's quite a few here today.
Yeah.
although not as many mourners as the last funeral I went to. There were about 500.
Really? Well, I must say that is a lot. But it's not as many as the funeral I went to last year. There was at least 1,000. Tears everywhere.
Really? I were at a funeral once, and the widow, she threw herself onto the casket as it was being lowered into the grave.
Really? That reminds me of a cremation I went to with a widow, children, and members of the extended family. All tried to jump into the furnace as the coffin moved towards the flames.
Really? I was once at a state funeral. The president declared war on a neighbouring country just because he was upset, resulting in endless bloodshed, divided families, war crimes and international condemnation, the effects of which are still being felt to this very day. Do you think they'll have butties at the wake?
I hardly even knew him.
Post office closes at 5 and they have a cash pickup around 5:30.
What day is this, Kev?
Friday. We've discussed the day, Beverly. Keep up.
I can't do Friday now.
What do you mean you can't do Friday?
I've got a date. Tommy. Met him online, gym instructor. Meeting at the Grapes.
I can't do Friday either.
Oh, come on, Gary. We planned this for Friday.
How about Sunday? After the game?
Post office isn't open Sunday, silly.
We agreed this.
Can't we do Thursday? I'm free Thursday. Until 4.
No, we can't do bloody Thursday. My mum has the car Thursday. She does the shopping.
Monday then?
No.
Next Monday?
It needs to be done Friday. End of the week. More cash.
We could do next Friday. I might be free then.
I go away with Valerie on Tuesday for a week. Anniversary. Taking other hikes.
Oh, that's lovely.
Bloody hell, guys.
You can do it without me. I don't mind.
No, we're a gang. Me and Bev wouldn't be a gang. We'd just be a duo.
Like Bonnie and Clyde.
That didn't end well, did it?
Exactly. Needs to be the three of us. And it needs to be Friday.
Can't do Friday, sorry.
Well, all this planning's been a waste of time then, hasn't it?
It was a good plan though. Well thought out.
Yeah, I really like the plan. It's one of the best plans we've ever had.
Yeah, that was a good plan. Top of the list, that plan.
Except for that plan we had last month. That was a good plan.
Shame about that one. That would have worked.
Just can't do Wednesdays. Hot yoga on a Wednesday.
Hello, it's Mary here with my regular feature on health and beauty tips for the more middle-aged woman. Today's feature is about vivid dreams. Now, whilst most of us think of sleep as a time for recharging our bodies, once a lady reaches a certain stage in her life, dreams can be either soothing or scary. If, like me, you have started to dream of running into a fire station, clutching a Boots Hessian shopping bag, and then declaring in a very dramatic voice, "Anyone who can guess what is in this bag can shag me senseless." And then, when the elderly caretaker with a walking stick at the back of the station shouts back, "An elephant," you respond, "Close enough." Well, I would suggest taking more vitamin D, cutting out caffeine, and if it becomes a recurring dream with the same ending, then reducing your gin intake before your afternoon nap. The dreams I had before I hit 50 usually included George Clooney, Idris Elba, or, if I was in an intellectual mood, Jeremy Irons. Nowadays I find that I'm a 4 times a night lady. I really shouldn't drink so much tea before bed. Nighty night. Sweet dreams.
Afternoon, sir. Please, take a seat.
Thanks a lot.
What can I do for you?
Well, I was thinking just a little off the back. Keep the sideburns the length they are and take a lot off the top, please.
Excellent, sir.
Not that busy today.
Usually quiet after lunch. It's a norm. Busy morning, it'll pick up later. There you go, sir. How's that?
Wow, that's fantastic. Now can you do me?
Here's a song about one of my favourite things. Fridges. 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 I haven't got one.
Morning, everyone. I'm Satan, the devil, Beelzebub, and welcome to Cook with Satan. I have a packed show for you today with some wonderful guests and some truly delicious, fabulous recipes. I'll be doing a braised ox cheek burger with mushroom mayonnaise, followed by a delightful nectarine puff tart with cinnamon and rum cream. Scrummy. But first, I have a letter from Susan Hodge from Crawley down in Sussex. Morning, Susan. Susan asks, do I have any tips for deboning and butterflying a leg of lamb? Do I? You've come to the master, Susan. Let me demonstrate with Darren here. How are you today, Darren?
Help me. Please, help me.
Right, Susan. I'd like to start by cutting off any membrane and excess fat. Cut around the bone using a sharp knife until it's almost free. Cut along one side of the foot bone. Bring as much of the bone from the meat as possible. It's quite easy, really, if I can do it on Dan here. A scrawny little human, experiencing endless tortures in an eternal pit of damnation, and with poor light. I'm sure you'll have no problems. Splendid. Here's a short film with me visiting Cambodia, where I sampled some pork and rice and put my own twisted spin on a little beef stew and palm sugar.
Make him stop!
Be quiet, Darren. Run VT.
Ma'am, General Noel's personal battlecruiser is hailing us.
My God. That means we're Planet Goober's last hope. Put it on loudspeaker.
Monster Munch. Pickled onion flavor.
Did he say Monster Munch? Bastard! We'll blow him out of the stars. Lieutenant, fire my command.
Wait! Abort that order, Lieutenant. I have a better plan.
Ma'am?
Give it to them.
But why?
Give the General the Monster Munch.
But ma'am, you can't be serious. But why?
Because I don't like them. And the pickled onion one's proper steak.
Fair dues.
Well, it is 1943 and we are in a modern world. A world at war. A dangerous world. Dangerous for those brave men fighting Jerry, and dangerous, yes, dangerous for the fairer sex.
Dangerous?
Downright dangerous. With our men away, hiring the fairer sex to do a man's work is a hazardous business.
Oh my, Mr. Hawtrey, hazardous?
Yes, you heard it. As our men fight gallantly, the weaker sex are having a go at doing what does not come naturally.
Whatever are we to do? Can this be harmful?
Let's take a closer look at this film. See how that girl becomes worried the further she travels away from her natural kitchen habitat. With her pretty apron removed and wearing trousers, she feels very frightened.
Oh my!
Looking more like a man will help her male work supervisor adapt to her presence in the workplace. Timely advice comes from the National Institute for the Safety of the Fairer Sex in the Workplace.
That sounds complicated. Please explain.
Breaking in a woman to a working environment requires careful explanation, so men must make it simple so she can understand.
Simple? They must talk slowly.
Working with machinery is a dangerous job and could overload the woman's thoughts. Match her with routine, repetitive work as her brain is familiar with tasks such as knitting and baking. See how she is confused about the spanner.
I think you will find that is a wrench ply with plenty of torque.
Yes, women can talk, Sally, and that is also a hazard, leading to low productivity. Employers beware. Women like to be idle. Before you know it, They will be comparing pictures of dresses and planning their next trip to the shops. They must be separated to prevent this behaviour. Remove all popular picture magazines from the environment.
She's reading the technical manual, Mr. Hawtrey, calculating the strain gauge.
Allowing the further sex into the complex world of men is a risk, but mark my words.
Torque may be calculated by measuring the force at a known radius. Clearly, she's fixing the steering mechanism, Mr. Hawtrey.
Mark my words, they will be grateful for the pocket money they receive. They can spend it on stockings,
Feeding her children and cleverly budgeting her meagre rations. Balancing the working and family stresses.
and a new hairdo to thrill the brave men when they return from fighting.
She fixed that engine and steering column quickly enough.
Employers, do not despair. The money you save on paying women less wages than a man will more than compensate for silly errors that she's bound to make. So, spare her a ticking off as she goes off to find a man to help her with that wheel problem.
Her steering column and unmalaligned axle.
Pat her on the head and say, good job, at least you tried. We'll have a go. And that is the end.
Billin.
He was the toughest cop in town.
I've killed 12 men already today. 13's my lucky number, scumbag.
You can't just go round killing everybody, Cato. There's a thing called justice in this town.
This is my justice, Captain.
You got 48 hours to crack this case, Cato.
That's where you're wrong, Captain. I'll say when this case is cracked.
Oh my God, it's Captain.
Now, he's on the run.
I don't run, asshole.
Now, he's in a cab to the airport.
Would you like anything, sir?
How about a piece of that ass, baby?
In a world where you can't say anything anymore, one man must learn to change.
I'm in a new country and a new way of life.
Maybe it's time to lay down the guns, Coral. Become a better man.
Believe me, baby, I can try.
Now, he's on the run.
I've told you once.
Oh my God, he shot the voiceover guy.
No. Cotto must do whatever he can to survive.
This is my city now. So much terror, so much violence. I gotta change, man. I heard the voices. A calling. Damn right.
In the Bronx, he cleaned up the hood.
How long has it been since your last confession?
No. He's in the priesthood.
3 Hail Marys, bitch.
Cotto. Coming soon.
Bless you, my son.
And now on Radio Redbourne, another episode of the 1950 set soap Cotton's Way. We would like to remind our listeners that this is a sound effects only programme. Judith returns home after 2 days, but is unaware of Eric's discovery of her dark past. Has Eric's actions threatened his marriage? And what will happen to the tobacconists? Find out in tomorrow's episode of Cotton's Way.
Everybody on the floor now. Oh my God! This is a hold-up. Step away from the door. Yeah, you?
You do know this is a bakery, love.
Do I look stupid? Of course I know it's a bakery. Put all the sausage rolls, steak bakes, chicken bakes in this bag now. leave the vegan stuff. I like me meat, mate. Put all the donuts in this bag. Hey, and I'll have a few custard slices as well. Don't mix them up. The fresh pies. Don't be funny. I'm watching now. Shit! Okay, everyone on the floor now.
Drop the gun down, drop the food.
Not a chance, Copper. These are my pies.
Who the hell was that?
Aunt Annie Jones. I think we shortchanged her last week when her latte wasn't hot enough.
All right, settle down. Let's get this meeting started. Jerry, tell the board the news they don't want to hear.
Well, as the gentlemen and ladies of the board can see on the screen, profits took a dramatic nosedive during the latter quarter of the last financial year. Now, it's looking more and more likely that phased redundancies will have to begin, starting with our North East officers in South Shields.
Liar.
Sorry?
Liar. Liar. Cross your fingers.
Seriously, without major cuts, this company will be filed for bankruptcy within 6 months.
What's that smell? Your bum's on fire. Liar. Liar. Fibber.
Look, can we just...
Liar. Liar.
Can I just say...
Fibber. Fibber.
Could you stop saying that?
Liar. Liar.
I don't think this is very professional.
Liar. 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 Liar.
I really need to speak to you, Rachel. It's been 3 years now, Rachel. I've done a lot of thinking. Maybe this isn't working out. I think we want different things from a relationship. I'm sure you'd agree with that. There's someone out there for us, Rachel. Someone really special. We both need a real connection. But although I loved you once, there was never a real connection. Don't you agree? What I'm trying to say here, Rachel, is that, well, it's over.
What are you doing in here? Bloody hell, Max. What's that smell?
I really need to speak to you, Rachel.
Right, lids and lidettes. The one and only Ronnie Whitlow here, coming in your ears on Grubby House Radio. I knew a girl. She had no legs, so I just got off.
Oh my God, Doctor, he looks terrible. What happened?
It seems somebody threw a form book out of the window, Mr. Spears.
Oh my God.
Yes, hit your father on the head, I'm afraid. He has multiple injuries after the fall.
Oh, that's terrible. Will he survive?
Well, let's have a look at the latest odds, shall we? Ladbrokes are giving 10 to 1 on a full recovery, while Bet365 are even.
Give me that!
Who's bloody well through that?
Brian, it's a good thing I bumped into you. I've been meaning to catch up with you all day.
Morning, Mr. Hart.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Thank you.
You've been with the company for so long now.
14 years now, sir.
Have you got anything planned?
No.
No, let me guess. A little soiree on the patio when one gets home, perhaps.
No.
Maybe a surprise party from the wife and the kids.
Not that I
You do have kids, don't you, Brian?
No, Mr. Hart.
I imagine they're all quite grown up now, perhaps with children of their own. Do I recall something about a grandchild at some point?
Not from me, Mr. Hart.
Well, I hope you have one to remember, Brian, and try not to forget the one to remember. If you have one to remember and then forget it, it was a bit of a waste of time making the effort to have one to remember. Although, of course, nobody wants one to forget. Birthdays are about time, Brian. Time past and time that's still to come. By the time your time is up, you won't remember most of the ones you weren't supposed to forget, even though they were memorable at the time. This time, have a memorable one. Try not to be too conscious of the fact that everybody else present will have memories of it long after your memories have gone or ceased to mean anything to you. None of us wants to be a dribbling mess in our final days. An incontinent shell of our former selves, wondering what it was all about. So you see, Brian, it's important to make memories for the younger ones, whilst you're endeavouring to hold on to the memories of your own. So, make sure you have one to remember, Brian. Not just for you, for all who are present. If you have one to forget, then the ones who are present will remember you later as something less than what you want to be remembered as. It is your birthday, isn't it, Brian? It is today, isn't it? Or was it tomorrow? I forget.
Come in, Mr. Henderson.
Morning, Doctor.
Do take a seat.
Good of you to see me today.
Oh dear. I can hear the problem right away. What we have here is a very rare case of pelothenitis. It's a rather nasty little virus that affects the vocal cords. Here's a leaflet.
Thank you, Dr. Walsh.
Well, my advice to you, Mr. Henderson, is to not let it get in the way of your everyday life. You can be anything you want to be without letting this terrible vocal disorder get in the way. Say, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
I have a dream.
I have a dream.
Made it, Ma. Top of the world.
Made it, Ma. Top of the world.
Fantastic.
Actually, Doctor, I've come about my knee.
Hello, it's Mary, with my regular feature on health and beauty tips for the more middle-aged woman. Today's feature is a little different from usual, as I aroused quite a bit of interest after my last feature on vivid dreams. Therefore, we are answering some listeners' questions sent in via Twitter. Ralph from Reading wanted to know how to keep his wife, and I quote, screaming after intercourse. I would suggest, Ralph, that you wipe your dick on the chaise longue. That should certainly do the trick. Barbara, 80, from Bolton, wanted to know what the difference is between erotic and kinky. Well, Barbara, where do I begin? Erotic is when you use an ice cube. Kinky is when you still have the ice cubes in the ice tray. I hope that brings you some clarity, Barbara. Oh, looks like it's commercial time. My next feature will be on reupholstery. Nighty-night.
And you rejoin us at Epsom Downs with just seconds to go before the start of the 2020 Alternate Universe Pop Culture Zoo Derby Stakes. That's the last one safely in. The stalls are loaded. And they're off. And two of them have been left behind in the stalls, stubbornly refusing to race. Prince Andrew and also Jeremy Corbyn. Naughty, naughty. But the first to show in setting the early pace in the lilac silks is Meghan Markle on the very willing Prince Harry. Maybe overeager and pulling hard, needs strong handling, that one I suspect. Followed by Luis Fonsi on Despacito, seemingly ever-present globally in all the top tests. Next comes Piers Morgan, riding the heck out of anything he can jump on. Then there's a gap to the veteran runners, John Wayne's Milk and Molly Sugden on Mrs. Slocum's Pussy. And running at a record pace, they've already rounded Tattenham Corner, this time narrowly avoiding the suffragette Emily Davison. And here I'll hand over to an anglicised Michael O'Hare. Thank you very much, Peter. And J.K. Rowling and Winston Churchill are in the lead, but they've been brought down by the surging woke warrior and cancel culture, who in turn now have been overtaken by Messi and Ronaldo. They're switching the lead between them, that pair, with every stride. And we're into the final furlong, and there's a great many in with a shout, including Frank Lampard. But no, in the shadow of the line, it's Tom Cruise flying an F-14 Tomcat who takes the win. And, back over to you, Peter. And so here's the official result. First, Tom Cruise. Second, it's a sequel. Third, another sequel. And coming home fourth, it's another franchise.
Hello, and welcome to another edition
of no further questions. My guest this week is a well-known face on both the small and big screen, with career-defining roles in television hits such as Baby on the Way, Death at the Disco, and Hey Kids, as well as her award-winning performance in the 2015 box office smash hit film Life in the Bus Lane. I am, of course, talking about Tabby Teasdale. As per usual, I will not be asking any questions, so Tabby, feel free to share some random answers.
Yes. No. No. Cabbage. No. Yes. Rent a ghost. Yes. Deli. No. No. Timothy Dalton. Yes. Wagon wheels. Yes. Yes. Colchester United. No. 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 He touched me once. Yes. No.
I'd just like to say thanks to our guest Tabby Teasdale for her answers. Next week, I will not be asking any questions with funk legend Bootsy Collins. Goodbye.
Are you an aspiring actor? Do you dream of treading the boards or gliding down the red carpet on awards night? I'm Russell Richardson, and I can make those dreams a reality. I have over 53 years of acting experience, and I want to pass my knowledge on to you. Maybe you're a hero in an action movie, a lead sucker, or a romantic lead. My love for you is very strong, Helen. The Russell Richardson Acting Academy has all the tools to place you well and truly in the limelight. I will personally teach you all the tricks of the trade, including acting for stage and theatre. The butler did it, Miss Marple. Musical theatre. I'm just a singing and dancing man. And timing. I'll deliver enjoyable classes that include how to use facial expressions, how to use the camera to your advantage, and incredible audition techniques. So, no matter what you wish for in the art of acting, I can help. From soaps, fancy a pint down the local Trevor, to adverts, got a real minty taste. Russell Richardson, that's me, is here for you. Join me every Thursday and Friday at the Lord Nelson Social Club, behind the Tesco on Denton Street. Only £3 for 2 hours, and let me make your light shine bright.
It's a grubby goodbye from all of us here. We hope you have enjoyed this show. Our residents wish you a bonny fare thee well. Ta-ta, later lid, mind how you go. Don't be a stranger, visit us soon. We have a room and quartile up here. If you are as mad as a box of frogs, we'll say, where have you been? 'Cause we're all crazy here, as nutty as criminal poo. We lost our minds, but we'll be fine.